Vaccines work by training and preparing the body's natural defenses, the immune system, to recognize and fight off viruses and bacteria. If the body is exposed to those disease-causing pathogens later, it will be ready to destroy them quickly, which prevents illness. When a person gets vaccinated against a disease, the risk of infection is also reduced. These decisions are highly nuanced. Of course, we use a lot of data to inform our decisions, but we also rely very heavily on iteration, research, testing, intuition, and human empathy. Now, sometimes the designers who work on these products are called data driven, which is a term that totally drives us bonkers. The fact is, it would be irresponsible of us not to rigorously test our designs when so many people are counting on us to get it right. Conservation scientists have long tried to map how much of the planet remains undergraded by human activity. Previous estimates using satellite imagery or raw demographic data found anywhere from 20 to 40% of the globe was free from obvious human incursions such as roads, light pollution, or the gaping scars of deforestation. But an intact forest canopy can hide an emptied out ecosystem below. The audio, which includes more than 1,000 separate data files, was captured in the early 1970s by the late Hetty van der Wright. She recorded the various screams, barks, and howl calls made by a group of chimps, including 17 youngsters living in the Gombe National Park in Tanzania. The audio, which includes more than 1,000 separate data files, was captured in the early 1970s by the late Hetty van der Wright. She recorded the various screams, barks, and howl calls made by a group of chimps, including 17 youngsters living in the Gombe National Park in Tanzania. A total of 5 ozone ascents were taken at PART-26 Station, Indian Mission, Antarctica from April to June 2016. As the stratospheric temperature reduced to minus 82.24 degrees Celsius on 20th June 2016, indicating the formation of stratospheric clouds, leading scientists at PART-26 Station feared that Montreal Accord has not succeeded to control the emission of ozone-depleting gases in the atmosphere. How quickly this occurs depends on the dynamics of fertility, mortality, and overseas migration. While a moderate pace of demographic change allows for gradual adjustment of the economy and policies to the changing population demographics, rapid changes are more difficult to manage. As a result, governments and society as a whole may need to take actions to address these issues. Sleep behavior is also known as sleep disorder. People with sleep disorder often talk or walk in their sleep. They are not aware of what they are talking about or where they are going. There isn't any serious effects on body in general, but it may be connected to the mental health. People with childhood traumas, unspeakable problem or depression are the ones with different sleep behavior. The terms summary and abstract are often used interchangeably, resulting in some confusion. This problem arises because there are two distinct types of abstracts, descriptive and informative. The informative abstract is another name for a summary, the descriptive is not. The descriptive abstract is usually only 2 or 3 sentences in length, hence it is not a summary or very informative. Deaf children learning a sign language could certainly pursue the development of listening and spoken language skills if desired, and doing so would carry much less risk knowing the child would have mastery in at least one language. If a child does not succeed in mastering either a spoken language or a sign language, we must then ask how much benefit the child derived from interventions in each language relative to the amount of time and resources dedicated to those interventions. The slight decline in drug overdose deaths in 2018 coincides with Chinese regulations on the powerful opioid fentanyl rather than the result of domestic US efforts to curb the epidemic, a new analysis reveals. What many, including President Donald Trump, perceived as a decline in overdose deaths in 2018 appears to be a return to the historic exponential curve. European wildcats, thought to be extinct 50 or so years ago in the Jura Mountains, have since recolonized part of their former territory. This resurgence in an area occupied by domestic cats has gone hand in hand with genetic crosses between the two species. A team of biologists modeled the interactions between the two species to predict that hybridization will entail the irreversible genetic replacement of wild cats.